What's going on, world? How y'all doing out there? Y'all know who it is. It's your main man, Tro. You know why we're here. You know what we came to do.
Hello, y'all heard it first. And for all you guys who watched the last show, my guest returned for part 2 of Marriage Chronicles. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Andrea.
Like, no.
There it is.
How was y'all day today?
Oh, man, it was good. I had a good day today.
Good day today?
Oh, wasn't bad. Managed to do some extra adulting today and got a lot of stuff done. So like that's always good because current moment time is not a luxury that I'm afforded, which today I was afforded. So I actually got to get a lot of stuff done. So like it's been a good day. It's Friday.
I got to give you Air 5 because come on here because I do not like to adult. I would rather just sit on my couch and watch TV.
Oh, is that what you mean when you said adultery?
Yeah, adulting. Yes, sir.
Adulting.
Adulting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Andre Ellis.
I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. So yeah.
All right. So just to recap from last show. Last show was on fire, but we talked about marriage, singleness, being happy before actually inviting someone else into your life, into your happiness, being able to share that happiness with your significant other, taking your time, being patient, and just know that although you like this person now, you may not like them in a couple months from now. So just taking it slow without actually giving your body up as well. So I have some more questions for Andrea. So with marriage and everything, so what would you say would have to be your toughest obstacle during marriage?
Toughest obstacle during marriage?
Yes.
Maybe surrendering.
Surrendering.
Yeah, surrendering to self, yielding to the other person. Maybe I would think getting out of a state of being selfless.
Okay.
Selfless or selfish?
Get out of a state of being selfish. Getting to the point of being selfless.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So for people that's watching, could you like break that down a little bit further?
Well, coming out of a single state, it's normally just about you. For everything as it relates to the cooking, what you buy, what you do, the groceries you buy, and things of that nature. So now you're going into a committed relationship, or you go into a union. Now you have to get out of that situation of just thinking about you. I mean, something as simple as when you go to the refrigerator and get water.
Yeah.
You just come back and sit with your water versus saying, "Hey, you want some water?" Or getting up and cooking you something to eat and not cooking everybody else something to eat. Or, I mean, it really is just those simple things that people really don't understand that I haven't made the shift just yet. It takes time. It takes time. You get up and you may make you some toast and you sit right there in front of the person and start eating. Oh, and you want some toast?
See, that's me. I would definitely go cook me something to eat and just be like eating. Look up. Can I help you?
Yeah.
You want some?
Yeah.
It's a loaf of bread in there and a toaster.
Yeah, it's just simple things like that. Just really, you get a chance to start overcoming, and then dealing with your finances. Dealing with your finances and dealing with everything. Getting out of that state of being selfish. Where throughout your day, you literally have to consider somebody else now in your life.
Nice. Trouble, you got anything you want to add to that or ask?
Look, I'm not married, so I mean, I don't know. I'm taking those just like everybody else. I think it's very, very good to have someone who has been down that road like on the show. I would kind of want to say this question toward the end, but like I'm gonna go ahead and ask it. What was not even what. Going forward, I guess, what would be your best advice to give to somebody like who is currently going through a divorce?
Currently going through a divorce? Try to make it amicable.
Okay.
Just go through the process, man. Just go through the process. It is a process. There's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be hurt. It's going to be frustration. But just on the other side of all of that frustration and pain is a new day, it's going to be new opportunities.
Okay.
a lot of times individuals going through that state of divorce, you can't see anything but that state that you're in. So a lot of times people make decisions based on that feeling, based on their immediate emotions and things of that nature. But knowing that this time is going to pass.
Okay.
So if I'm dealing with someone going through divorce and that person is going in on me, a lot of times people get to their highest state of hate during a divorce. Because in the divorce you deal with a lot of pain, and then it's like tit for tat or responding to you. She's feeling some kind of way. She's still acting out of her pain and her emotions, so she wants you to feel that. Okay, so maybe she's doing other things to express that energy that's going on inside of her, and then you respond according to that. Now y'all start going back and forth, and then now you guys are at a level of hate and dissatisfaction with each other that you've never been at. So just understand, if you can possibly know when you're going through that, just if you can, like they say, I always say that, be the bigger man. I know that sometimes it's not easy to do, but just let the person experience what they're experiencing, and that's important to understand, that embrace what you're feeling.
Right.
You're feeling that anger, you're feeling that frustration, you're feeling that pain. It's okay to feel that. Embrace that. And then, because when you embrace it, you learn how to channel it, you learn how to deal with it, versus not embracing this pain, this frustration, and letting it consume you.
Wow. So for the people that did not know, because that was towards the end too, but it's okay.
Well, because I had another question now. Like I said, I was trying to save all that for the end, but anyway, carry on.
So Andre L, just telling people you was married for 20 years, and so now you're currently divorced for how many years?
Going on 2.5 years.
Going on 2.5 years. So before we actually get into that, because I have some other questions as far as your divorce too, we're gonna take them step by step almost, to a sense. So what was the reason for you to even get married? They say love couldn't be the only reason to get married. So what would you say some other things that played a part in order for you to make that decision and getting married?
Well, with me, it was love. But now I understand it has to be other components that should go into marriage, or the thought and considering getting married. I think I mentioned it last time about the relationship, and then love. A lot of times you don't get a chance to really identify if you really like that person until on down the road, when that person really begins to reveal to you who they really are. And then you realize you don't like them, but now you still love them. So that's a bad place to be in, to love someone that you don't like.
That sounds like it's forced.
Yeah. So because now you tied in, because love is the committed part. You locked in, you committed. You're emotionally, intellectually committed to this relationship. But then you start realizing there really is no relationship. The relationship has been severed, and then you don't like this person, but you still have this psychological commitment. So that's for me. That's what happened with me is just got married based on love.
Okay.
We was in a good place. We was a good team and everything, but just realized later just don't like this person. And we still good. We still good now, but our personality just clashed. As I mentioned last time, our personality just clashed, and she didn't like me too much. Either.
You just is smiling. She didn't like me too much.
Yeah, she didn't like me too much. So.
Okay. All right. So, did marriage actually make you, help you to become a better man? Because I have asked a couple of my homeboys who's married, and they say, marriage has made me a better person. Marriage is somewhat easy to a sense as far as being a man in a marriage outside versus being a single man. So, what is your...
My thing is it depends on the person's perspective. For me, yes, it made me a better person, a better man. The reason why I say it depends on the person's perspective, because in this journey, man, anything you go through should advance you, should grow you, should help you evolve. So regardless of what people may look at as failures, there are still lessons. Regardless they look at as a fault. So I don't look at 20 years wasted. I look at those are just years that I was with someone.
Right.
Yeah, I was with someone, and now that season is ended. I learned from that. I learned what I really want I learn what I really like. You know, and I learn what I'm not willing to be involved in anymore. You know, so I've learned so much from that relationship, and it forced me to make decisions. You know, like I was saying once before, that getting a divorce was literally the hardest decision I ever had to make. You know, because it is such a psychological attachment. You know, so but yeah, it has really grew me. And one of the things now is it has helped me to make quick decisions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man. You know, if I
tell us more quick decisions like what?
Meaning, if I'm in a relationship, you know, you quick.
Okay.
And it's not that you're judging, or you know, you're judging this based on that. I always treat people as individuals. Period. So if I see something that's going to be a conflict in personality, I'm quick to make a decision now.
So you just like nowadays they call them cut it. You just cut them off.
Yeah, and like Lizzo said, I'm gonna tell you to your face. I ain't gonna tell you in text.
Okay, now. He like Lizzo. He just figured out Lizzo
right now. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. Okay. But yeah, I'm just tell the person early. You know what I'm saying? So that way nothing else gets involved, man. And man, our personality is really gonna conflict. You know, and it's not. I don't want to go into that because it take me away. I was going to say it has nothing to do with rejection, you know, as it more so it is just about our personality is just not gonna mix.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, marriage has really grown me, man. It's helped me out a whole lot.
Awesome. Well, let's open up the lines. I know it's pretty early, but it's okay. If you have any questions for Mr. Andre L. about marriage or divorce or anything, you just want to comment, you can call in right now at 203-802-5694. Again, that number is 203-802-5694. Okay, so talked about marriage made you like grow into become a better man. All right, so what are some pros and cons of like marriage?
The pros of living your life with someone, sharing moments, you know, with someone, man. I love that. I was at Vegas. I went to Vegas one time, and I was doing a conference, and so I was there by myself, you know. But so I was watching. I think it's at the Bellagio, the water, you know, how it shoots. And I was like, man, but you know, you want somebody there to share.
It's like a romantic scene, right?
Yeah. Or even if it's not so much a romantic scene, you know,
just someone to share the moment with.
Exactly.
Right.
Someone to share this moment. Because I'm not really big on taking pictures, which is cool, you know, but you know, I tell people I'm out now, don't worry about the pictures. If they're not here, they missed this. This is for us to share this.
Right.
I feel the same way.
Yeah. But sharing the moments with someone. Knowing someone really truly has your back, or believing, or at least believing, whether it's true or not, believing that someone really has your back, that puts you in a different state of mind. Knowing when you're dealing with all these woes on the externally. When I go to my home, it's this place of peace.
Absolutely.
Supposed to be, right?
It's supposed to be a place of peace, man. Or I can relax, man, and get away from everything. You know, having a friend. You know, so the pros of that, growing with someone, pushing someone, sharpening iron. You know, so it's a lot of pros, man, that goes into having someone who can pray over you, someone who can speak into your life, someone who can remind you of who you are. I remember I was watching Shaka Zulu.
Shaka Zulu.
Yeah, one time, and in the show, Shaka was getting ready to yield to the British with his land, and he was sitting there on the throne, and his wife, his queen, came in, and she started reminding him that Shaka, this is your land. Okay. You did this. You grew this empire. Started reminding him of who he was, and he looked at her. He looked over at his general. He said, "Gather the truth. We going to war." I said, "Man, I love that part."
Okay.
Because you had somebody to remind you that, man, come on, man, this ain't what it is.
Right.
Yeah, you more than this. This is who you say you are. This is what I've seen you to be. You know, to remind you of who you are at your lowest points. That's a beautiful thing.
That sounds like a very powerful scene, actually.
Yeah, and then the cons is also the positive as well, because you start conforming to the other person's personality. That really is true. When you're with someone,
merging of two.
Yeah, right. Man.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you something. That is, you out there, you're listening, and you are considering marriage, you have to consider, are you willing to become, you start carrying on characteristics of this person that you're looking at. That is important because you can't, the hardest thing for the brain to resist is consistency. That's how we develop habits and addictions and things of that nature. So you're going to eventually take on behaviors of the person, the person that you're engaged with on an everyday basis. You're going to take on their behaviors, and many times you start taking on their behaviors without you even noticing it. And before you know it, you're responding to people the way he responded, or you respond to people the way she responded. Or you start doing certain things or seeing certain things the way they see things, you know. So you got to keep that in mind. If you're getting ready to get into a marriage, you got to look at that person and really learn them and know them and say, okay, because in a few years, maybe 5, 10, 15 years, especially if I'm doing this thing for life, I'm going to start acting like this joker.
Right.
Ooh.
I'm going to start carrying their behaviors on out the wild.
Y'all better take a look at y'all person
So
that y'all dating
when
right
you
now.
heard those elders start saying, the elders saying things like, I used to be able to finish his sentence. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, wow.
I can finish that man's sentence. He ain't got to say nothing. It's because they done jailed so much now. She just like him, he just like her. She still has her own, but she done took him on. They literally become one now. So when you're dating and you're courting someone, you need to look at that and consider that do I want to start acting like this person? We out somewhere, we having dinner, and I see how you treat the waitress. I just don't like that, but that's your personality. That's her, man. The people who they are, that's fine. In about 10, 15 years, you're gonna start carrying on certain behaviors. You may not, you're not gonna take on everything of that other person, but you're going to start taking on traits. Yeah, you'll start taking on traits. If you've never been conniving, if you've never been deceptive, but you see what deceptive and conniving can get, eventually you
maybe.
Wow.
Maybe, probably. Yeah, man. Yeah, that being joined in a union in your spirit, man. That's something serious. Yeah, and it has nothing to do with religion. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, Buddhist, Jew, it don't make a difference. Atheist, it don't make a difference. Your energy, you're going to be intertwined.
Yeah.
Yeah, your waves and your frequency are going to intertwine.
Well, speak on that a little bit more about the waves and frequency. Like, a lot of people just think that, sex is just sex and they don't really too much look into the spiritual ties and things of that nature. So just touch on that a little bit more.
Well, love is the highest level of vibration that you operate at. And like I was telling my nephew, and I always say Happy New Year now, right? I say Happy New Year instead of Happy Birthday, right? Because you'll never have another birth date, but you can have a new year.
Okay.
So I say Happy New Year now, and I told him it's time to start vibrating in a different frequency. Meaning, the reason why you can't affect me by your certain behaviors is because I'm vibrating on another frequency. Some people what they call it, she ain't on my level, or he ain't on my level.
Right.
That's
It's
what
levels to this. Yeah.
That's what they're saying, but they really are. That's why they're able to affect you.
Yeah.
That's why you got pissed off. And she ain't on my, yes, she is. That's why you got pissed off. Because you're on the same level.
Right.
But when you're on a different frequency, you literally can't touch me. You see what I'm saying? You literally can't touch me regardless of what you say. Okay. Because we're vibrating on two different frequencies. So how I love and how you love is not the same. How you see the world, how I see the world is not the same. We're operating. So how I engage with people, how I respond to people, how I allow things to affect me. And see, that's another thing that caused a problem, is because when I say she didn't like me,
Right.
because certain things just don't affect me.
Oh, okay.
It just don't
what
affect
they call
me.
it, like the nonchalant attitude.
Yeah, they call it that, right? But I have a mindset where it's certain things. What matters to me is, my opinion is what matters.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things we were talking about earlier, and that's coming to mind about what was the biggest challenge is I had to start allowing things that matter to her to matter to
you.
Yeah,
because now y'all a teamwork, y'all together, and it's just not you.
Because even though it don't matter to me, and it will never matter to me, but it only matters to me because it matters to you.
Right.
Yeah. But the thing is, That's not good enough for you. You want it to matter to me. It's not gonna matter to me.
Yeah, we want it to matter to you. You gotta be a part of it.
It matters to me because it matters to you.
Yeah.
So I'm concerned about it because you're concerned about it. But that's what the frequency and vibration is. It's like if you're vibrating like this, so what you want, what you're going after, is at a level where it's this level of vibration, right? But your level of commitment is here. If you get it, you won't be able to keep it because you're not vibrating at the same level. For instance, when individuals come around income tax time and they get this large sums of money, they're not equipped to handle that. They're not at the same vibration. So when they get it, they can't keep it because they're not fit for it. Don't mean deserving.
Right.
It's just they're not a match for it. So no matter what they do, it slips through their fingers. So after 3 months, they're broke again. Because they're not operating at the same level. They never became fit. They never equipped themselves for it. So that's the same way with anything, man. When you are operating at the highest level of frequency of love, I really believe you can accomplish anything, whether it's a person or a thing. And I think we shared that once before that love is a form of hypnosis. You know, you literally can become hypnotized once you fall in love, once you fall in commitment. And the reason why is because you're at the highest form of frequency. This is why whatever you set your mind to, you go after, you get it done.
Yeah.
You know, because you're moving with it. You know, you feel the state.
That makes sense.
We was talking about how you go to work, and when the boss used to get on your nerves, the boss don't get on your nerves anymore because you had such a level of frequency. You look right past it.
Oh,
you know,
right.
people, the co-worker used to upset you. They don't upset you anymore. No, you heard people say this back in the day. Got your nose wide open. You heard that, right?
Yeah, I've heard that one before.
Yeah, you can't see nothing.
Yeah.
But that is because you're hypnotized.
Gotcha.
Yeah, you're hypnotized. This is why people can accomplish so much when they're at that when they're operating at that certain level. Yeah, that's why you gotta fall in love with your dream. You literally have to fall in love with your goals or your plans or whatever you're going after. And once you do that, man, I'm telling you, you can't see nothing else but that.
Tunnel vision.
Yeah, you literally can hypnotize yourself where you see nothing. That's what they call it. They literally call it tunnel vision, where I can't see nothing else but this.
That is, you got some. Man, hey, if y'all got a pen, write this down. If you don't got a pen, write this down. This is some good stuff.
Even if you don't got a pen.
Yeah, I got that from church. He always say that. Now I'm always the one that ain't got no pen though.
Right.
But I'm writing it down in my phone or a mental note. But yeah, no, write this down for everybody because everybody wants to be in a relationship. Everybody wants to be happy. The ultimate goal is to be happy in life. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Happy with a significant other, marriage, and things of that nature. Trouble, did you want to add anything or like comment? I know I keep asking you. I just want to
I'm over here tuned in. I really don't even have what can I say? I haven't been down this road before. I think but if I was to ask you something, for you, whenever y'all decided to commit to each other, how did you know? How did you know that this was it? And whenever y'all decided to get married, how did you know that was it for you?
Man, just honestly.
Honesty, that's all we give on 50 Shades.
Honestly, I was young, man. I did love her, but I wasn't ready to get married. I put it like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't ready to get married, man. So I don't. What I see now as knowing, I didn't have that then.
Okay.
So I say it like that to respect her position, but I didn't know.
Okay.
It's not like you had that. This is it.
Okay. So do you really think that it's like that? Whenever you do get to that place, to where you just instantly know
this is it. Yeah. It can. I think it should be that way. In my opinion, I think it should be that way. It wasn't for me then. I think it should be that way. But people still get married out of many different reasons.
Okay.
And it's never bam. that's it.
Really?
Or she's the one. They get married because they're very compatible. They get married because they're both successful. They're both pursuing the same thing. They're both making money. They look good together. They can accomplish some things together.
So let me ask this first, and I'll go further if I remember. So if you don't mind sharing, like, how was the proposal? Like, I'm kind of curious about that. Like, what did you do? Like, what did you do for the proposal?
We
Like,
taking you all the way back down.
yeah, like, did you like, was it any specific setup, or did you just like come out and just ask her? Like, did you have a plan? Like, did you go on a date or something like that? Like,
Man. I just asked on the balcony. Yeah, just asked on the balcony at her apartment. You know, did the old traditional, got down one knee and just asked her if she would marry me.
Because nowadays, a lot of they just making it more of a scene, and like, you know, and ain't nothing wrong with that, but I feel like a more intimate setting would be best. Well, I guess everybody have their preference, because again, like, it's just you and that person. Like, why would you make it a big old huge thing?
Well, my opinion, for one, a lot of times women are real big on fantasies. That's why that 50 Shades of Grey was so thing, so big, right? But women are really big on fantasies and the idea of marriage, which is another thing too. That's very important. You guys want to keep that in mind. You guys out there listening, people will fall in love with the idea of marriage, and it has nothing to do with you. You just happen to be the person in the picture.
Wow.
They ain't in love with you. They're in love with the idea of marriage or being a wife. You just in this thing. This is why y'all really don't click and vibe. Cause I love you, but I'm in love with the idea of a wife. I'm in love with the idea. You know what I'm saying? So that's very important that people to keep that in mind, man. Because people will fall in love with an idea, and it will have nothing to do with you.
And that takes me back to what I was gonna ask initially, or what I wanted to kind of comment on originally, was in the sense of like, because you know, I've ran across like women previously, and like, you know, on paper, like, they were good, but I just didn't have that feeling. And you know, and even to this day, you know, like I still have a tendency to question myself, to be like, am I making the right decision here by not choosing her based off of, you know, that there's no feeling there, or that I guess what you were referring to, I don't have that I know factor, like, you know, am I making the wrong decision? But for some odd reason, it just, in my spirit, it just does not sit right with me. It just does not sit right with me. And I feel like, with that being said, like, the fact that it doesn't sit right in my spirit, like, that's enough that I need to know, regardless of how much I may question it. Like, I'm always brought back to that, to where, like, in my spirit, it just doesn't speak to me.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, follow that, bro.
Follow that?
Okay. If it don't set well,
Trouble on the right track.
If it don't set well in your spirit, man, don't go with your nature.
Okay.
Like you say, which is that surface. It looks good on paper.
Right.
Man, if it don't set well in your spirit, maybe whether you can't see it physically,
or
wasn't like, man,
intuition speak, right?
Exactly. She's this. She's beautiful. She's fine. She's making money. Why not? You know, don't override that.
Right, and because like, and not even so much that, like, this, like the individual that I'm referring to, like, she at one point in time, she was like trying to sell herself to me, to where she was like, oh yeah, you know, I do this and I do that, and I was like, oh, okay, like, that's cool. And then, you know, and she was just kind of like, why are you not like jumping at, like, why are you not jumping at this? Why are you not doing it? I said, I'm just, because I was like, I just don't.
Yeah,
we just don't vibe.
There you go.
Like, we just don't vibe, or I just don't have those feelings for you like that, or whatever. And she just could not fathom it. Matter of fact, like, even now, like, I will still get like a random message, you know, and it'll be something of the sort, to just kind of be like, hey, you know, like, I guess seeing if they're like, if things have possibly changed and so on and so forth. And I'm just, and I always try to be honest, to where I'm just like, hey, right now, I'm not like, where you are is not where I am. You know, and I always try to be honest, but like I said, I thought that was a very interesting question, because, like, you know, I've heard that several times, that to where, you know, you just know, and you know, and you know, I just want to make sure that I'm, you know, on that same path, you know.
Yeah, man, you're right, man, and I would wait for that. I would wait for, that's it, man.
That's
I would
it.
wait for that, because the only thing that I like now, I would say, the only thing I wouldn't have hope, which is expectations of something desired. The only thing I won't have hope for is for a person. Meaning, I won't hope that you're gonna be this, but you're not now.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
So either you are or you not.
Either
Right.
you are or you're not. Yeah, well,
okay.
because a lot of times people do that. A lot of times they try to put it on the women and say that, well, I'm gonna help him get this. You know, I can change that about him. That's what you're doing. You're hoping this person can be what you see in their head. So you're not marrying the person that's standing in front of you. You're marrying the person that you see them being. And that person never meets that expectation. So now it's a problem.
Right.
Because you didn't marry what right now. You marry what you
In the
see
future.
me to be. Yeah.
And
what
all
you-
we have is right now.
Exactly. If you, especially they see you in college or you getting a job or you got a promotion, they see you maybe start making some money. They can see what you can be. So that's what they marry. They didn't marry right now. So if you never become what they see in their head, we got a problem. So that's what it is. That's why I look at, man, don't have that kind of hope like that, man. You got to marry right now
Yeah.
what you see, what is, what you've come to learn about me, not what you hope I would eventually become, or what I would, maybe he'll overcome that, or maybe he'll stop doing that, or
Yeah.
maybe she won't do that anymore. No, man, don't do that to yourself.
Whew. Nice. Okay, now. All right. So we talked about marriage, a little bit about, divorce. So you said divorce was the toughest thing for you to do. So being married for 20 years and now you're in a relationship, but people say you're still single until you marry. So do you still follow that, or you just like you're just in a relationship?
Yeah, I'm still single. I'm still
Yeah.
single. That's just the reality, the truth of it. I'm single. I'm a single man in a relationship.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's one of the things I was just talking to her about the other day, that you have to respect the person where they are in their position. Meaning, if I'm single, I don't just call and tell you, hey, I'm coming by. You don't do that.
Yeah.
You say, hey, what you got going on? I ever know. Okay, I want to stop by later. That's
Is
a
it
different
okay
story.
if I stop by
Right,
later?
absolutely. Regardless if we're in a relationship or not, because you may have some plans already with your friends.
Right.
So I still have to respect that, and I have to show that I appreciate me. I respect that you're still an individual.
Right.
Right. So we're not a union yet. So we're still two single individuals, right? That's operating. So yeah, I'm a single man in a relationship.
Now, don't get it twisted now, y'all that's married or engaged. Y'all not single. It's only the ones that's truly single. Or you married man, you married. Y'all committed.
Yeah,
Y'all not
that's
single in a marriage. Y'all,
That's right.
y'all not single. Y'all married. Okay, remember that.
You have single, engaged, marriage.
Yeah.
That's it. When I'm engaged, I'm no longer single.
Okay, my bad. He corrected.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I'm engaged, because I'm engaged.
Right. You on a way to the commitment.
Exactly. But when I'm single, Well, what are you doing? So people have single single, you got dating, you got a relationships, you got courting, you got all this stuff in that singleness.
Okay.
When you courting, when you engage, you have put a ring on it. You have solidified this thing. Only thing you waiting now is for the vows.
Right.
You'd already asked this person to marry you. Just like you asked them to be your lady, you asked them to be your girl. And they say, yeah, well, once they ask that, you still under that umbrella of singleness. You're still in that category until we put that seal on it. Once you put that seal on it, now we move from single to being engaged. I'm no longer single. Right. Even though I've taken myself off the market now, I'm not trying to date anybody now. Why? Because I'm in a relationship. We're moving towards that phase to see what's really going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how hard was it for you when you first got divorced, or feel like you was ready to get back out in the dating world? How hard was it for you?
It wasn't hard at all.
Oh, wait a
wow.
minute.
You say he ain't wasting no time.
It wasn't hard at all, man. I don't like to follow I never follow the trends. I really never, and I really believe that's because of my spiritual journey and where I'm going to be doing that. You just don't follow the trends. You do what is ever in your spirit. So I never believed in that. You got to give yourself time for this, man. You got to give yourself for what?
Yeah.
Go out when I'm ready to go out.
Right.
I see somebody, hey, let me take you to lunch. Hey, let me do this, or whatever the case is, right?
Yeah.
You don't wait for, I'm gonna give myself 6 months. I'm gonna give myself a year. I'm gonna give myself for what, man?
For what?
Yeah. So why am I gonna do that? You know, now if you have personal reasons, I'm not yet over my pain and my hurt, then maybe I won't get into a serious relationship. I get
Right.
that. You
Okay.
know, maybe I'm still seeing men through him. I'm still seeing women through her. So I'm not ready right now. You got to justify it, right? But if you want to just go with me, just going out to a movie or going out to eat or just hanging out, I didn't have any problem with that. Yeah, I didn't have any waiting period and stuff like that.
Okay, because a lot of people, everybody, honestly, will be patient. Wait it out. You think you're ready? You're not ready. No, you should give it a couple months or so like that. It's just like, okay, you live your life, I live mine. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, although people ask for advice and I tell them advice, and I may ask a few people for advice, and they say, well, just be patient and wait. But it's good to hear, like you say, you just go with your heart and your spirit, basically.
And I like that.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, see, you don't know until you know. That's the thing. You don't know sometimes that you're not ready until you're in it.
Right.
Meaning, when I was going out, when I started going out on dates, I didn't know that I wasn't ready for something serious. It's like I got into it. I felt, I ain't trying to get nothing serious right now. I would really say it's gonna be some years before I even consider it, right?
Yeah.
But when you get in it, I was ready for the highs. Hey, let's go here, let's take a flight here, let's go do this. So you're ready for the highs, but you ain't ready for the lows.
Right.
The lows of how come you haven't called me? Why didn't you respond back yet? And then so you start getting these feelings like, man, hey.
You're getting high.
Yeah,
Wait a
exactly.
minute.
Yeah, exactly. So you start realizing that you're not ready for that. But the thing is, to be truthful with yourself, that's not fair. Right? It's not fair to think somebody else is going to stay on this high like you on. They've been single for years, right? You coming out, you fresh out, you want to stay on this high. So it's not fair to think someone's going to stay on this high with you and never go to that low. That's just the reality of any relationship.
Yeah.
So that's why I was constantly like, no, okay, I'm not even getting a relationship. Or no, you telling people, no, I'm going to pull up some, man, or whatever the case is, because it's not fair to do people like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, y'all heard the man. Don't, just do what you want to do, and then you won't know until you know. I like that. That was well put.
Yeah. You don't know till you know, man. You get in there, you got to give yourself a chance. You gotta, and you have to be truthful with yourself when you realizing that, man, I'm still affected by this. I'm still seeing women's behaviors like, see, there she go. See, well, when you start doing that, man, you automatically you still got residue. You ain't through yet, because you're still seeing the new through the old.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Trevor, you got any questions you want to ask him? No, you just taking notes.
Yep.
Taking mental notes.
I'm depleted. I'm just tuned in now. I'm depleted.
You depleted.
Yeah.
All right, so I heard you say that you're in a relationship right now. Congrats.
Thank
So everything's going well. Kind of want to dig deep, but I know I'm not gonna dig deep. Okay, I won't. All right. Congratulations to the lucky woman who has Mr. Andreal, because he's very knowledgeable in a lot of areas, actually. So what about so the newlyweds? It's like, what advice would you give to some newlyweds right now? That's like, they may be on that high right now because they just got married. They just changed their last name. So what advice would you give to some newlyweds?
No, it's not gonna last.
Okay.
Yeah, that high you on right now, you're gonna come off that high, and you can still operate. You can still vibrate at that level of frequency, but you're not gonna be on that high, forever. So understand, just having that understanding is going to help out. It's really going to help you. Not saying you're looking for any bad, not saying you're looking for any negative times to come, but just know and see what that does. By knowing that, it makes you seize that moment. Okay, because this moment will never come around again.
Right.
This high we on right now, we may experience another high on down the road, right? But
That's
this
gonna be a
high,
different one.
yeah, absolutely. But this one ain't gonna come back around again.
Talk to the top of it. Yo, what it do? Is 50 Shades of Jaye talking to you. Hey, Shawnee, how's it going?
I'm blessed to be dressed. I had a question for the young man, Mr. Andre L.
Okay.
His skin is looking luxurious, by the way. I don't know what product he used, but he needs to put the recipe out there. He has not one blemish on his face. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The question that I have is, a lot of people, maybe 10 years ago, had the concept of relationships in marriage. Build a family, build a foundation, everything like that. Now people are so thrilled with being the side chick, the side man, and nobody wants to lock it in because everyone's scared. Everybody's scared of love, I guess, because they get hurt. But nobody wants to be serious anymore. So do you think the goal of marriage is now watered down due to the promiscuous side of everybody just want to be in this walking pit of random sex and entertaining multiple conversations?
Good question. What I won't say is watered down. I will say that it's being derailed. You know, the media has hijacked marriage, has hijacked what marriage is, and just for the most part, what people do is they buy into what they see consistently. So what I think should happen, in my opinion, is it's going to be a remnant, but you have to have individuals such as like yourself and others who maybe still value relationships, still value marriage, to teach as many individuals as you possibly can. So that way, young women will elevate themselves to a different level. And I say that because no nation can rise higher than its woman. So if the women raise their standards, the men have no choice but to raise ours, because we're hunters and you're what we're coming after. So if the woman raises her standards, then the man has no choice but to raise his standards. So that's what I encourage and think that should happen. Right now, they're paying women more and more money to lower their standards. Instagram and YouTube and all these other sites where women are constantly showing their body, and I love the woman's body. I get that, but they're paying them money and to lower their standards, which means men will naturally start lowering theirs, and not speaking general. Not speaking in general all women, or speaking in general all men. But when you see on TV or you see on these Instagrams, people think general. So when they see a few hundred or a few thousand, they feel that's the whole race or the whole gender.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And I have one more counter question to that. I know a lot of times people are fearful of marriage because they feel that the freedom, the ability to go out and hang and all of that will change. It becomes more of a controlling factor. Do you have, when you were married 20 years, did you have a curfew, or did you and your wife at that time, or even now your current girlfriend, do you guys have an understanding of, I guess, an appropriate time? What's considered an appropriate time for a married man to come in, and now that you're in a relationship again, what is an appropriate time?
Right now, in a single relationship, I come in depending. That depends on your respect level, your understanding between each other, you know. But right now, no one can dictate what time I come in, and I can't dictate what time she comes in. I may mention, maybe you show come in late a lot. Is that how you normally do? Well, she may take that and say, hey, I'm gonna stop doing that, because I can't ask her to start changing who she is, because this is what I'm gonna marry, right? But when I marry, then you just gonna come in the house at a certain time. We just gonna have that kind of understanding. But I think it's very, very important that you have a social life. I do not think that once you get married, you should lose your social life. You're gonna get very bored with just one person all the time. You know, so it makes good for conversation when I go out with my fellas, or you go out with your girls and you come back and you tell me about what happened. It makes good conversation, because now the conversation is not always about you and me. It's about external things as well, because we're still engaged, and it gives us life. So I think, when you get married, man, you should still have your time. You guys go out, just you, but then you still go out, maybe with your girls, or you guys go out on couples night. So, and then just you and your girls go out, or whatever the case is. So I think that's very important. I think it's very healthy to have. There's something that's called the 7 dimensions of wellness. And I tell people all the time, when I was going to the doctor once a year, and for the last 10, 15 years, I've always gotten a healthy report. Everything is fine, but I'm still irritable, not sleeping like I should. But when I went back to school and really started studying, I was in one of my courses was dealing with wellness. I realized that I've been healthy for the last 15, 20 years, but I ain't been well. Because wellness have 7 dimensions, and physical health is just one. Yeah, you exercise, condition, you may eat right, but you're neglecting your spirit, or your environment that you're in is unsettling. So I'm saying all that to say, take that information, teach the young women, but also make sure that if you are in a marriage, that social life is part of that wellness as well.
Okay, well, I appreciate you guys. Y'all have a blessed night.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Yes, love. See you in a few business days.
Okay.
Thanks
Bye.
for calling in.
Thanks. Awesome. Thank you, Shawnee B, for calling in. That was deep. Y'all heard him. He said y'all still have to have a social life, because if y'all don't have a social life, what are y'all going to talk about? Besides
I
the two
think
of y'all.
that is really important. One of the things I always tell is I don't think you should ever have to ask a person to change. That is unfair, man. If you have to ask a person to change, then you shouldn't connect with them. Okay, either I like you or I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, just the way you are now. There's certain behaviors, certain things you may do. I may bring it up because it is a hindrance to either your life or what you're going after, right? But asking you to alter and change who you are so we can mush, you already starting off on the wrong foot, right? So, but coming in late, 2, 3 in the morning, well, maybe your personality, you just very, you're a social butterfly. You're big on, you're extrovert. You just got to be engaged. You got to close the party down. That's your personality, which is my personality.
You gotta close the party down.
Man, I used to close it was my thing, right? Yeah. So, but I'm ambivert. I'm both extra and
Okay.
extrovert.
Okay.
So,
Talk about the ambies.
Yeah. So I'm both. But you shouldn't have to ask that person to change. Just maybe bring it to their attention. Hey, man, I really don't like that. You always coming in like that, coming in late like that.
Yeah.
And see their response. Because that needs to be the truth. It's not. I'm telling you. I'm just saying what I don't like.
Right.
Now you can respond to it however you choose to respond. If you respond, keep doing it, then maybe you don't care about what I'm saying.
Right.
Because I'm not asking you to change who you are. These are just behaviors. That's just a behavior. You just like to party, hang out. But maybe that person may alter that and say, okay, well, I won't come in late all the time. Maybe me and my girls go to a concert, we go to after party, then maybe I will. But maybe 3, 4 times a night, nah, I'm not doing it anymore because I'm in a relationship now.
Right.
Yeah. So
Again, like
so
you
now,
said.
because you balance it out. So now we're going out with my girls, we're going to this party, we're going to a concert, we're gonna go to the party after you come in 2, 3 in the morning. It's understandable.
Right.
You still single, still doing it, but you're doing it Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Sometimes Sunday, Sunday,
sometimes
Monday.
Sunday, right? Sometimes Sunday. It's like, okay, man.
That's a bit much. But
Yeah.
I like what you said as far as teaching the young women to higher their standards, so to give the men something to actually try to reach, because you guys are natural born hunters. I tell people all the time that men go after what they want. Like, people make time for what they want, but men in per se go after what they want. You want to be that A1 basketball player, you practice, you continue to go, you hungry. If you want that girl, you're going to do any and everything you want to do in order to get her. And people like, no, y'all natural born hunters. But nowadays, I feel like some things are changing, because now men wanting the women to be the hunters, and I'm not a hunter. I be the prey all day. I'm not the hunter. So I don't see how women are taking on that role when it's not in our nature already.
I'm gonna tell you, man. I totally agree with what you're saying. One of the things I look at is I think a lot of young women feel they're gonna miss out, or they won't be chosen, or someone won't pursue them. if they don't put it out there.
Okay.
Okay. So, but like I said, the sisters just called, and then individuals like yourself, you're going to pour into the next generation and groom them, you know, so that way, and then we'll be pouring into these young men and grooming them. So you will, it is in the secular they call the laws of attraction.
Yeah.
You're going to draw to you what is in you. Okay, so if that's how you've been reared, you're going to draw that to you when you meet that guy at the gas station, or you meet him at the restaurant, or you meet him at work, or whatever the case is. That person is going to eventually be yielded to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just have to have that patience and that discipline to know that they're out there.
Right.
You know that person is out there that I'm looking for. You know, that virtuous woman, or that man that's a warrior, that's a protector, that's a provider. You know, that's true to his woman. They're still out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to really believe that.
Yeah, and it's hard because some women like myself, we just get so caught up into the chicks just going out there and chasing the men. And I'm the type, I give you the eye all day. And if you don't get it, then oh well. But I get people saying, well, you never know with generations how things are changing. Maybe you should shoot your shot. Maybe. And I'm like, that ain't me, you know.
Yeah,
So I would just maybe they be like, you could have probably passed up your husband. Guess what? Probably another one will come along.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think now what I do think women should do is put themselves in the facility, you know, or in the area.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to say nothing, but if you just put yourself in his presence. Yeah. So you may, and that's what they used to call that cat and mouse.
Cat and mouse.
Yeah, be seen, not heard.
Yeah,
Is that how? Yeah, be seen, not heard.
So
Yeah.
if you feeling him, then he may make sure he notices.
Yeah. Oh, I do that.
You see what I'm
I might
saying?
walk over there in the corner. I may walk past like I gotta go to the bathroom. Like
Yeah.
Come back, you know.
Yeah.
Go back to my spot with my girls. Trouble, don't do me like that because I do that. I still won't say nothing. But I will do that.
Yeah.
So play cat and mouse. Ladies, you don't
There you
necessarily
go.
have to shoot your shot. Just be like you said, put yourself right there. Insert yourself. So
That's right. There you
Okay. Trouble, what's that face for?
Just-
Go and speak your mouth forever.
I
Hold
mean,
your peace.
that's it. I mean, I'm just like, I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And like, I'm just different, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Not even like in contrast to that. It's just in the sense like you can be giving me a signal all day, like, and I might not ever even catch it. Sometimes I'm just completely oblivious. So I just take it as sometimes a woman just being nice, like whenever they do certain things. And so, like, yeah. So that's the reason why I make
Open
that
your horizons, Trouble. Open them up.
How, Sway?
I don't know.
How do you open your
Andre,
horizons?
how would he open up his horizon so he won't be so oblivious to quote unquote women being nice when they trying to basically shoot their shot?
I don't know, cause you gotta make it obvious to me too, unless I just notice you.
But like, how obvious though? Like,
Well, this is the thing.
Okay.
Trouble
always say that. Here's the thing.
Yeah, and I can't say this in general for everyone, but if a man's gonna notice you, he gonna notice you. Now, it's a difference from noticing and seeing, right?
Okay.
Because I can see you and not notice you.
Okay.
Yeah, I see you, but in other words, if I don't notice you, I ain't really paying no attention.
Okay.
Yeah, but I see you.
Oh, okay.
I see you. But if I notice you, I'll be waiting for you to come down and go to the restroom. No, you ain't going nowhere. No, you ain't got to go to the restroom. She came to the restroom 2 times, right? So I noticed it too. So,
Yeah.
it depends on the individual, man. Because you have, if I say, I never speak in general, but general because you have people who have different traditions, different beliefs, you know, and some people feel it's cool for a woman just to go because men is sometimes so focused on one dimension, he's not paying attention. He may really like you or whatnot, but he's not paying attention, so he's focused, right? So a woman may go and introduce herself,
Okay.
you know, and ask to take him to lunch, you know, and some people, some say they're okay with it, some don't like it.
Yeah.
You know, my thing is go with what works for you.
Okay.
Go with what works for you because no one defined manhood for me,
Okay.
right? And no one would define my life for me. You know, I'm going to define my life and how I see I should be by my own terms.
Yeah.
Say that one
I
more time for the
dive
people
into
in the
that.
back.
Yeah, no one defines my life for me, man. Yeah, no, not any religion, not pastors, not teachers, no parents, no politician, no one defines who Andre L is going to be, who
Hello.
he's going to live his life.
Hello.
You know, so I define that in my own terms. And then the reason why that's so important is because now that allows me to determine who's going to be in my life and who's not, what I will listen to and what I won't listen to, what I will accept, what I won't accept. You know, because this is who I am.
Yeah.
You know, so you don't tell me, well, this is how men should be. Says who?
Hello.
Well, men shouldn't do this. Says who?
Right.
Based off of what you've experienced,
Exactly.
that's what it sounds like it is.
Yeah.
But whenever you have to be in a place to where you understand it, and like all men are not the same,
There you
just
go.
like all women are not the same.
Yeah.
Man, what I look at so is that everyone, that's what has happened. Someone has defined it years and years and years ago, and people have accepted that's what it is. And so they say, well, men do this, women do this. Well, I understand there's a role, okay, but you operate out of your masculinity
Yeah.
and you operate out of your femininity.
Okay.
You operate out of that, and that is going to govern you. That's going to dictate. It's going to tell you certain things. Because certain things I do just don't make me feel masculine, and so I don't like that. So I ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
You know, certain things make me. I don't need you to define it for me.
Right.
Yeah,
I got this.
Yeah.
I've been on this journey, like however old you are, you've been on that journey for however long,
Yeah.
you know. So
And
okay,
you get wisdom. You get wisdom from your elders, you know, from your father or from your uncles, and that's cool. So you're gonna take tips and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I have to make decisions myself.
Right.
Because if it is a truth that we got one time on this earth, then I got to make sure I live it according to how I think I should live. It's like one of my favorite songs by Frank Sinatra. I did it my way.
Frank
Yeah,
Sinatra.
I like that song, man.
Okay.
I did it
I'm
my
gonna have to
way.
look that one up. I
It's a
ain't
good
never
song.
heard
It's
that
a real
one.
good song.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we're coming to a closing of the show. So, any last words you would like to say to any single individuals, any family individuals, any married people? Like, what would you say?
I would just tell individuals to choose wisely. I said it earlier, which is I think is really, really important.
Okay.
Understand that you're going to be intertwined with that person's soul and their spirit. I encourage individuals to make sure you take time to court. I know we didn't really get into that tonight. We talked about it last time, but take time to court that individual. Both show evidence that you are worthy of what the other has to offer. Really know what it means to be committed. Make sure that you like the person,
Right.
because that's where the romance is going to come from. Make sure you have a real relationship, meaning you have a common bond, a common interest in life
Okay.
Yeah.
that connects you. And then you have the love, you have the commitment, and you commit yourself to the relationship. Right? When you commit yourself to the relationship and that common bond, that common interest that we have.
Right.
When you commit yourself like that, it's just like being on a championship team. The reason why they can go off on each other is because we're playing for the championship.
Right.
And what you're doing is jeopardizing the championship. That's our relationship. Besides the championship, we have no relationship, you see? So therefore, when we in this committed relationship, what we're going after, once you sever that, you're no longer going after that. We no longer have a relationship.
Right.
And that's what people really got to come to grips and understand. When you're no longer pursuing this thing that we committed ourselves to, this life that we said we are going to have, when you are no longer locked in and committed to that, then we no longer have a relationship.
Yeah.
You have severed our relationship. Now we have literally divorced. The only thing on the laws of the land now, we have to wait on the paperwork.
Right.
But we are already divorced
Right. Yeah.
because you have severed our contract. You severed our bond. We're no longer locked into each other anymore. We're no longer confined to each other anymore because we no longer have a relationship.
Yeah, I can't sum that up. You just have to tune in for this one. So go tell the people where they can find you to get more of this good advice.
I still gotta get on that social media. I said that last time.
Yeah, you
Next
did
time
say
you ain't gonna
that.
have me on here next time, and I not have Instagram or Twitter and all that stuff. Yeah.
He only have Facebook and it's what now? What is it?
Andre Johnson.
Andre L. Johnson. We gotta get him up to speed. He has this voice, so much knowledge that people needs to hear him. So we gonna get you up there. So Andre L. on Facebook.
know how it goes. Trouble on there for all things social media, and just stay tuned. Got a lot of things going on. That's about it.
That's about it. You heard them. All right. So my next show is September 27th. Mark your calendars now. And thanks for tuning in to 50 Shades of Jaye. Oh, okay. Oops, my bad. I'm on a show this Sunday too, Shawnee B Entertainment. If you cool with your girl, fool with your girl. Where's her logo? It's all the way over there. But Shawnee B Entertainment this Sunday at KMWI Media. At what time, Kenny? At 4 p.m. So that would be a great show.
fans here too, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I'll be there as well. So remember, it's always my pleasure to apply the pressure. I'm no other than your host, Jay, with the